How to sell a product online before you even create it. Hey, this is Peng Joon here, and today I'm going to walk you through my process of how I've done it over and over again, both online and offline, and why it is actually the smart thing to do. Now think about it. Most of the time, what do most people do? They create something first, they buy the stock, they have no idea if it's going to do well, they have some sales mechanism in order to sell it. Most people create and then sell. But what if you could turn that process around and sell it first before you even create it, and do it in a way that's entirely ethical so that you don't go through the risk of your time, money, focus, energy without even knowing if it's going to sell well or not. I'm going to walk you through the process and what are the different steps that needs to happen in order to make this happen. I remember the first time I was ever exposed to this concept was when I was asked to speak on stage about a decade ago. And the first time I was asked to speak on stage was when the organizer said, Peng Joon, we want you to teach what it is that you do in the online world to our audience. And I said, great, let's do that. And the organizer said, in order to do that, you need to sell something on our stages. And I was like, sell something? What does that even mean? They said, if you want to speak on our stages, you got to offer something and we'll split the profits, but you got to sell something. And I was like, what am I going to sell? And I remember she told me, well, you do online marketing, why don't you teach people how to market online? And it's like, okay. And I did that for the very first time. Now, my first ever speaking gig, I had no idea what I was doing, so I totally bombed, nobody bought anything. But the subsequent one, I literally sold tickets to my live event when I didn't have the workbooks created yet. I didn't know what it is I was going to teach specifically. I didn't have all the materials in place. And I had a condition. I said, I'm gonna do this event if at least 20 people signed up. But ultimately what I did, which was a super profitable move, which I didn't know I was going to be doing over and over again, by turning something that is important into urgent. Now I want you to listen to this really carefully again. There are many times in my life when there were probably just like you, where you had probably like 50 different important things. They all needed to be done. But what actually made you do it was when there was a deadline. When you sell something first, it actually makes that happen. It puts you on a deadline because now you're accountable to people who has given you money, and now you have moved something that is important to critical or urgent. I've done it over and over again for my last event called Event Codex. I literally sold this event. It's a high-level event, entrepreneurs running 7-figure businesses. Now, what did I do? It was because I made the promise of the offer and I sold that offer that made me prepare all of the different materials in order to deliver on the sale. Now, what if this could be you? How do you actually execute it? So this is the first part, right? Selling you that this is actually the ethical way to do it, that it's actually the smart way to do it because you don't have to incur all of the risk of not knowing whether people buy or not. And the way you can be very ethical about it is to be transparent about it. You could be saying, right now, this product is actually not created yet. This could be a course, a training, coaching. And you're saying it's usually going to be, say, $2,000, but because it's the pre-launch, we're going to be doing this together, you get 50% off. So it's about being transparent. So what if you could sell that thing first through a sales letter, sales video webinar where you haven't created it yet, and the way you create it first is really by thinking and by beginning with the end in mind. So you begin with the end in mind, thinking, what is the outcome and the result you can help your audience generate? Start with that. So in order to sell the thing without creating it first, begin with how will your product help them either have more time, make more money, happier, healthier, more energetic, more confident? Then that is when you create a framework, a unique mechanism to deliver on the promise. Notice I used the word unique mechanism. That is what makes an offer compelling. Whether it's a 3-step process, a 5-step system, you want to create that framework to help your audience get the result that you are promising them, right? That's why they're giving you that $100,000, $500,000, $10,000 investment, because they believe that the value they're going to get is much more than the investment they're going to give you, right? Money is just a result of you adding value to somebody else's life. Then you're not going to think about, oh, it's a 5-step framework, it's a 3-step process. If you know the end result, you develop all the steps down in between. So perhaps it could be like a 3-step formula. It could be how to attract more clients, retain them, and convert them, right? So you call it the whatever method. Then the next one to decide on is the modality. Is it going to be an ebook, a home study course? Is it going to be a live event? Is it going to be consulting? That's just the modality. How are you going to deliver that? And and you will now sell based on the result you generate and the unique mechanism. Now, why is the unique mechanism so crucial here? It is because it cannot be a commodity. If it is a commodity, that is when you are going to be competing based on price. Why do people give you money for that thing? It is because they believe that your thing that can be found through you and you only, if it's unique. If not, then you are no different from a YouTube video or searching for the answers on Google. So the way to sell something well is to first understand the result you generate and then create a framework for it. And that is what brings us to the next step, which is now you actually launch it. How do you actually build up this launch for this result? Is to first think about, where is your audience hanging out? Are they hanging out in the Facebook groups? Are they on LinkedIn? Where are they congregating? What you're going to be doing is you should be building up this list of people who want to get that result by offering them, create a page that says free training, free webinar, free gift. Give them something so that there's a compelling reason for them to give you the name and email to be in your list. Now with this list, that is when you can create an offer to this list of followers. Whether you have a list or not right now, if you already have one, great. That is when you can get this list of people, targeted people, interested in what it is you have to offer, to go to the thing that you're going to create. So in other words, for this entire thing to work, think about what is the result you generate. Think about what is the unique mechanism to deliver on this promise, and then create this offer very transparently that locks you down, that keeps you accountable to this group of people by this certain deadline, so that it moves something that is important to actually crucial. And that is how you sell something, any product, any offer, any service, even if you have not created it yet. Hey, let me know in the comments below if you are committed to doing this step, what it is that you intend to launch. I would love to hear what it is. And as always, click on the subscribe button if you'd like to see more videos like this one.